Hey, fellow creations, it's Elijah here with Holly Hill. This upcoming Sunday, we're going to be answering a really important question. Do you want to be healed? It's time for your weekly sermon preview. So, in the Gospel of John, chapter 5, verses 1 through 15, we see the passage where Jesus heals a paralytic at the pool of Bethesda. But something interesting that we see in that passage, if we look really closely, we see that he is not the only one who is sick or needs healing from Jesus. We have another group of people in this passage as well. We have the Pharisees, who don't want Jesus to be healing on the Sabbath. But Jesus comes to this paralyzed man, and he asks him this really all-important question. Do you want to be healed? Now, we're going to read the passage in just a moment. I want you to pay attention to the narrative of healing in this passage and how some people want to be healed by Jesus, and some people just want to question Jesus and push back against his authority. Let's go read the passage together. All right, let's read John chapter 5, verses 1 through 15 together. It says, "After this, there was a feast of the Jews, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now there is in Jerusalem, by the sheep gate, a pool in Aramaic called Bethesda, which has 5 roofed colonnades. In these lay a multitude of invalids, blind, lame, and paralyzed. One man was there who had been an invalid for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had already been there a long time, he said to him, 'Do you want to be healed?' The sick man answered him, 'Sir, I have no one to put me in the pool when the water is stirred up, and when I am going, another steps down before me.' Jesus said to him, 'Get up, take your bed, and walk.' And at once the man was healed, and he took up his bed and walked. Now that day was the Sabbath. So the Jews said to the man who had been healed, 'It is the Sabbath, and it is not lawful for you to take up your bed.' But he answered them, 'The man who healed me, that man said to me, take up your bed and walk.' They asked him, 'Who is the man who said to you, take up your bed and walk?' Now the man who had been healed did not know who it was, for Jesus had withdrawn, as there was a crowd in the place. Afterward, Jesus found him in the temple and said to him, 'See, you are well. Sin no more, that nothing worse may happen to you.' The man went away and told the Jews that it was Jesus who had healed him. And this was why the Jews were persecuting Jesus, because he was doing these things on the Sabbath. Jesus said to them, 'My Father is working until now, and I am working.'" So here we see Jesus offering to heal this man. But the scribes and the Pharisees, the Jewish leaders, they don't like Jesus. They don't want to accept Jesus' authority, even though he can do these amazing things. See, the spiritual message is clear. There's 2 types of sicknesses that we see in this passage. There is the physical sickness of the man, but we see spiritual wellness in that he trusts Jesus, and Jesus comes to him because he's willing to accept who Jesus is, and he's willing to obey Jesus' authority. But then we have another group of people that Jesus does not reveal himself to. He doesn't go seeking out the Jews, the scribes, and the Pharisees. No, he only seeks out the man that wanted to be healed. So that's what we're going to look at this upcoming Sunday. We're going to look at 5 spiritual lessons that we learn from this passage of how we respond to that question as well. Do you want to be healed? So we invite you to join us this Sunday at 10 a.m. for Bible class and 11 a.m. for our worship hour when we dive into this question, do you want to be healed? And we look at 5 spiritual lessons that we learn from this passage that can help us answer that question as well, and how to take the next steps to allow Jesus to truly heal us from the inside out. Not just a physical healing, but a spiritual healing. We love you all, and we look forward to seeing you this upcoming Sunday. Bye-bye.